And Wolfgang has an easy snap call, right? What am I watching? What am I watching? What? I'm reviewing a very interesting hand between Rampage and Wolfgang. Let's get right into the action. Gonsalves open raises to $300 with ace-9 suited, which is already the best play in the entire hand. Sorry to tell you that, but let's continue the action. Rampage 3-bets to king-9 suited. We can display some of the pre-flop ranges here, and you see king-9 suited is not in there. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fine, especially in these loose games. He for sure has a lot of experience in those, but we're still facing another gun raise, and from middle position 3-betting this kind of hand is way too loose, but it's not terrible. Wolfgang then comes in with an interesting 4-bet. I think this is just a field play. Obviously not the kind of hand you want to be 4-betting at all. Even an ace-deuce off is better, because as you can see, if Rampage comes along and calls a 7-6 suited or a king-9 suited, you're always going to be dominated here with 10-6 suited. I mean, maybe not from 7-6 suited, but from jack-10 suited, from king-10 suited, from ace-6 suited. So you're putting yourself in a very problematic situation. And speaking of multi-way pots, if you struggle navigating in those pretty difficult situations, we've got something for you. We recently launched a new update in Paired where you can practice multi-way situations, different situations like here, cutoff button versus big blind on king high boards with different hands and different actions against different bet sizings, bet call, and then it's up to you, or facing a raise, and then you can determine what to do. We also have this for different positions at different boards, ace high boards, king high boards, middle boards, Broadway boards, paired boards, low boards. So you can really navigate through these different scenarios, practice, and always see the ranges in place that you're supposed to play. And you can also navigate to the different players. Flop is the most important street multi-way because the ranges become so tight after the flop. So if you're interested, check the links below and let's continue with the content. So Rampage now with a call, if they have reads, but this is just not a good call. Even if the button is 4-betting really wide, I think you just want to let go. You're almost bottom of your range. You can peel with a hand like 7-6 or 6-5 suited, performs a lot better against the usually strong range on the button that contains a lot of aces, kings, queens, ace, king, 6-5, 5-4 suited. These kind of hands are performing a lot better than king-9 suited, but he decides to call and we take a flop where 7-6-9. I think Rampage has some options here. He could potentially lead. He's going to have more sets. He could potentially 3-bet all of these pockets from middle position, which is actually a good play. And he's going to have a lot of suited hands, so he's going to have a lot more flush draws. Will have a lot of equity, especially here. It's a hand like jack-10 of spades, has a gut shot, and can just get the money in on the flop. And overall has a lot of high equity hands. Now he decides to check, which is very standard, and Wolfgang checks behind for his range. It's okay, and for his hand, I like the check back as well. The turn is a really good card, obviously, for Rampage, and I really like the fact that he just leads out here. Even though this might not be GTO approved, he's going to still have a lot of sets. He's still going to have a lot of high equity hands that want to be betting, like Queen Jack spades, Jack 10 spades, that otherwise would have to go for check raise all in. So that's why I like the lead here. Obviously, Wolfgang is going to be on ace king every single time here, the check back. And also hands like king jack suited, king queen off, like all of these hands are quite legitimate to 4-bet as a bluff. And in these live games, you never know, a 9-8 suited, a 10-6 suited could be in there. So it kind of reminds me of playing micro stakes, to be honest, because it's a bit of a surprise, the kind of hands you're up against. Now, Rampage bets out. I like the big sizing. Being greedy is good here. It's very, very important when your opponent hits a card that you think is good for his range. So when your opponent is going to be an ace king a lot and you have a 2-pair set, you want to bet big. Don't do like a third. Like ace king is never going to be raising. It's a dangerous board. So just bet big, get the money in. There might be like a goofy king 10, king deuce in spades, or you know, you can still have a pot controlled ace 8 or ace 7 that calls at least once. So yeah, Rampage bets out. I like this a lot, and we see a river. I mean, this is very unfortunate for Rampage because he maybe puts him on ace jack, ace 10, ace queen in hearts, ace 6 in hearts, maybe ace. It's like 5-6 flushes, but he's still gonna have all the ace king combos. So I think he just has to jam here. And just get the crying call from the king, queen, and ace, king. And especially in those games where we've been seeing insane fucking hero calls lately. Like, remember the Keating hand, and here we have top 2 pair. I think in these games, people are just stickier, loser calling station. You can apply all these concepts to micro stakes. You just value jam here, get the call from ace king. You're gonna be called by a worse hand more than 50% of the time for sure. And there could still be like a ace 9 or 9-8 suited hero call that decided to pot control, because Rampage is gonna have still a lot of bluffs, like the queen jack, the jack 10 suited, the ace 8 suited. So yeah, it's still a lot of bluffs. And Wolfgang has an easy snap call. All right. Wait a minute. He has an easy snap call. What am I watching? What am I watching? What? I mean, Rampage is jamming all the king 9s. He has all the bluffs. He's not blocking any spades. He could be jamming something like 7-8 if he decides to bluff the turn to get him off a 9. Of course, sometimes he's beat by a set, by a full house bet. I mean, the moment he jams king 9, he could have ace king against the 4-bet, where you dominate a lot of the ace queens and ace jacks and king queens. It makes some sense. I don't know if he would do that. The way Rampage plays, maybe not, but this is just a snap call. I mean, the moment you beat value, your opponent can still have a lot of bluffs in these live games. What the fuck am I witnessing here? This is absolute insanity. I'm always a big fan of thinking things through, but these guys have a lot of experience. I think at some point, and it's a lot of money, but I think it's pretty normal stakes for them. But I don't understand why would you 4-bet 10-6 suited, and then you have a flush draw on the turn, and then you river your flush, and then you're thinking about folding? Let me know in the comments if you think that's a Nitroll. I have to give credits to Rampage here. Way he reacts, top notch. Honestly, I would have been probably a little bit irritated. This might have tilted me a little bit, to be honest. His stoic reaction, very good. I know from what I've seen in his videos, he likes to punt it off. Probably his micromanagement is not the best. And I definitely disagree with a lot of the things, the way he approaches in poker. But this is a top-notch reaction to a situation where he should have been very upset. So, you know, have to give respect where respect is due. And in my opinion, Wolfgang here, with a very questionable river tank, but definitely a very weird and crazy hand. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just too loose for those games, and I would pay off people way too light. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about this spot, and then see you in the next video.